Hello, welcome back to Life is What You Make of It. So today I'm going to show you one of my other hobbies, which is astrophotography. I'll show you which telescope I use, how I set it up, and where I use it. So this is my telescope. It's quite small. It's not the most expensive device on the market and it's not the best, but it's good enough for what I want. So this is the ZWO C-Star S50, and as you can see, it comes in a neat little box with a tripod, and the scope itself, you cannot see through it. There's no eyepieces to use. It connects to your mobile phone or your tablet, and it connects over Wi-Fi, and it transmits the pictures that it's capturing directly to the tablet or the phone. Now, as you can see, it comes with a very small tripod, which you could use on a table like this if you wanted to. And I've also purchased a leveling plate. It's got 3 wheels that allows you to get the level very quickly. And there's also a dew shield to stop the droplets of water forming on the lens, clouding the image. And I've purchased a USB cable to power it overnight. It comes with its own internal battery, but to give it more power overnight when it gets cold, I find that this is actually a good idea. And it's got a magnetic end which allows it to do a quick disconnect. If the telescope turns in a direction that the cable won't allow, it just disconnects and nothing's harmed. So this is the telescope set up on its tripod. Now the lens is located just inside here, so at the moment it's in the closed position. And as soon as you activate it, this part lifts up. You can attach the dew shield and you're ready for imaging. Inside the telescope, there's an imaging sensor. It's a 50mm lens, and it's obviously got built-in Wi-Fi, a magnetometer, GPS. It does it all itself. There are a couple of other devices I find quite useful. The first one is this. So this is like a little G-clamp. You can clamp it onto the side of a fence or railing, and on it sort of bushes that fit standard camera fitting. So you can actually put your camera onto the end of the bush, give it a nice stable platform. That bush you can see there with the groove in the middle, that's just a bit bigger than the rest, is the one that fits the bottom of the telescope. The other thing I find very handy would be this selfie stick, and obviously it's got a remote trigger via Bluetooth, and it's just something that's handy when I'm using it for astrophotography. The phone that I tend to use for astrophotography is the Pixel 7 by Google. It's got astronomy mode and it takes fantastic night sky images. It does about 5-minute exposures, but you need some way of making it very level and stable. And finally, power bank. I find this useful. It self-charges, it's solar powered, and I can use this to power the telescope for the whole of the night, in addition to its own built-in battery. And of course, I often find this one quite useful as well. As with the bush earlier I mentioned, this is handy for mounting my mobile phone to fences, trees, wherever you want to put it. That's going to give you a nice view of the night sky, especially if I'm imaging something like the Northern Lights and I'm out and about trying to get the best view. Also, this lens pen is quite handy. It's got an area at the bottom where you can rub it onto the lens, but I don't tend to do that, not with telescopes. But it does have a little brush to get the little particles of dust off, and it's quite soft. And you just need to waft it very, very gently and get any particles of dust without scratching the lens. And along a similar line, this does the same thing, only I can just spray a little bit of air onto it, blow off the dust, making as little contact as possible with the actual lens. This power bank also comes with a little button compass, which I find very handy when trying to find north when I'm out in the field. Setting up the telescope is very straightforward. You just turn on the power button, wait for the beep, and then there's an app on the tablet. I just wait for it to boot up and then click on connect. I've actually paired it with my Wi-Fi at home, which reaches out into the garden very easily, and so it allows me to still have internet on the tablet because it's actually being transmitted back through the telescope. That's it, it's ready to connect. So we'll just click on connect, and you can see there's the C-Star S50. Click on connect. It's connected, and now we're going to open the arm. So I mount the telescope on top of this arch, put the leveling plate on first, and then that allows me to have an unobstructed view of the sky. Actually gets me over the top of the roofs. And I'm not relying on a tripod, which I could easily knock in the dark. Now it's all set up outside, there's no longer any need for us to be outside. So we can retire to the warmth of the home. And as you can see, current internal battery is at 82%. I've connected the power bank so it's actually charging up, and that figure will rise overnight. There's 46 gig of memory left. I've done some imaging previously, so that will be more than enough for what I'm planning tonight. So there is the telescope, and I'm sat in my study, and I'm going to be using it with this setup. And there is my tablet that's connected to the telescope. Now I can connect my computers to have the direct feed from the telescope as well, and I also use a program called Stellarium, which allows me to hunt for targets and then use the atlas in the program, which looks like this. That's where the telescope's currently pointed, and I can zoom in and out, finding different stars. I just point to where I want it to go, it goes, and then starts imaging the night sky.